Yo. What's up, bro? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. We got a dope video for you guys today. Today we got a long motherfucking video. I will repeat that. We got a long motherfucking video. So subscribe to the channel. We're making fucking bangers for you. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you, buddy. And I'm just stoked to fucking be here. So yeah, guys, if you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Chase. And I make some pretty dope tennis content. So if you're not familiar with who I am, I coached at IMG Academy, okay? I was mentored as a coach by Rick Macy. After working there for 6 months, literally working from the ground up, picking up fucking trash and having no fucking lessons, putting chairs away, all that shit for free, working my way up to charging over $200 an hour within 6 months. And yeah, being a director at 21 years old. So that was a few years ago now. And yeah, I've launched my own online program and I've helped over 1,000 players in 5 different continents. So yeah, guys, without further ado, I'm pumped for these longer videos that I make for you guys. So subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're not new, still subscribe to the channel. And let's fucking get into this, guys. We're gonna be reviewing today Varvara Gracheva from France versus Hailey Baptiste from the United States. And this is in a second round mat in Paris. So this is actually kind of crazy, guys, but believe it or not, when I was training when I was younger, probably around the ages of between 10 and maybe 14, 15, I actually trained a few times with Hailey Baptiste. So that's fucking crazy. And I actually took her out on red clay. I remember 6'4", 6'4" on red clay. Took her out. I think I was probably about 13 years old. But yeah, guys, let's get into it. Isaiah, USA, let's go. Let's go. Greatest country ever. Let's go. Satwick in Canada. Respect. Canada's cool. I'm actually going to Canada, bro. Soon. I'm going to Canada next month, bro. At the end of the month. So I'm going to be out on the West Coast in Canada, bro. So I'm going to be in Kelowna, if you know where that is. So yeah, that's where I'll be next month for a little bit. What do I mean by lock out? Straighten your elbow. Block it out completely. That's what I mean. Sometime you should do a thing on your YouTube where you analyze your viewers' strokes. Would help engagement teach others. Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. It's a good idea. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I got you, bro. Of course. Yo, you think I can go from a 7.5 to a 9 in a year? I've been playing tennis for 3 years. Yeah, you can. Hope you have a plan for that. Hope your coaching team's helping you get there, right? But yeah, you can totally do that for sure. You can. It's a 1.5 increase. It's not that much, you know? A while back, I improved my UTR by, yeah, like really fucking quickly. You know, I went from like a 9 to like almost an 11 within like 3 months. Pretty crazy. But it's because all the work I did before, and then I competed a lot in a short amount of time. So that's kind of how I did that. You should come to Calgary sometime. Yeah, bro, I'll come out to Calgary. I'll post up at the Saraswat compound. We'll have some dinner. I'll be lit, bro. I'll be down for that. Which side is Calgary? Is that, where is that? I think that's in the middle, right? I only know Calgary from the hockey team. That's the only thing I know about Calgary, bro. Great job there from Gracheva, staying tight to the baseline and taking that ball early. It's in the Southwest. Bet. Yeah. Do you know where Kelowna is? That's where I'll be, bro. I don't know how far that is. But have you ever tried? No, I've never tried that string. Okay, so it's not a bad idea to go drop here. My only thing is I'm just looking at the the lower body, and in my opinion, okay, it's not that, like, look, she could have made this shot totally, right? But I would argue it's like, do the footwork, right? Like your life fucking depends on it, you know? And how she's setting up in her stance here, it's okay. It's okay. It's not horrible, but it's just a little bit upright. I would prefer my athlete to be a little bit more athletic in their stance, right? Very small detail. Some might say that's nitpicking, but you know, if you're a player who is really committed to improving, you want your coach to nitpick little things, right? You want to always be improving. You want to always be learning. So that's what I've noticed, even with the best players, is they're open to criticism, right? They like it because they want to improve. They're trying to figure out every day, how can I get to the next level, right? I'm at a 12 UTR, I'm at a 13 UTR. How can I get to the next level, right? So yeah, make sure you guys have that same fucking mindset. Always be down to improve. Always be open for that next level of possibilities. It's an 8-hour drive. Damn. It's a long ass Uber ride. Bro, you may not have the biggest audience yet, but you have a devoted audience. From what I see here, you only have 6 people watching, but they all care, and that's really important. Totally, bro. Yeah, man. It's not about where you start, bro. It's where you finish. Just wait, bro. Just fucking wait. This shit is just the beginning, man. Yeah, I got you, Satwick. Of course, bro. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you. How do I know when to drop shot and when not? But in general, how to improve my shot selection? Totally, bro. Santiago, dude, very simple. Very simple. Apply this, dude. You're going to be golden. Here's how you decide to hit a drop shot. Very fucking simple, dude. When you're going up to the ball, you have a decision. Okay, analyze this. Do I have every single option on the menu? I could rip it cross, I could rip it line, I could, hit any shot I want to go to. And now I can use the drop shot as an option, right? Or do I just not want to hang in the rally? Do I just not want to grind a little bit more until I get a better opportunity, right? So the general rule to follow is, do you have every option on the menu? If yes, you can use the drop shot. That doesn't mean that you should use the drop shot every time, but that's when kind of you have permission now, as a general rule. Look, it's tennis, bro. There's no rules besides hit one more ball than the opponent inside the court, right? So technically you could hit the drop shot whenever, right? But from my experience, and I've learned from literally the best American coaches of all time, all right? Yeah, that's literally the sauce there. That's what people pay thousands of dollars to learn, hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn. So you can apply that simple rule, bro. You'll be golden. But yeah, guys, I really enjoy the streaming stuff. This is dope. I might have to make a Twitch. Why do I get tight in matches and push in matches, but play loose and well in practice? Probably because you're afraid of fucking failure, bro. And you're afraid of ripping in matches and missing. So man the fuck up, bro. Man up, all right? And make a decision. I'm gonna play how I'm gonna play, and I don't care if I miss, it's fine. Not a big deal, right? I've seen with some of the best coaches of all time, they'll literally coach players. They'll be like, dude, for the next month, play and don't give a fuck about any errors. Just rip, right? And look, that's specific for certain people, right? So make sure your coach is the one telling you that, right? But you got to break through that mindset, bro. You're in control there, bro. Realize you're in control, bro. You are in control, all right? So man the fuck up, dude. Do you think it's better for a junior player to develop a flatter, aggressive, or spinnier backhand? From a developmental standpoint, I love to see players who know how to strike the ball and are good ball strikers, especially on the backhand, okay? Which is different than just hitting heavy, okay? However, at a high level, you got to be able to hit with spin as well. But developmentally, right? If I'm seeing from a developmental standpoint of working with someone for years and years and years, seeing where they're going to go, I want to see them be able to strike the ball clean through the ball and then focus on the spin component afterwards. Should I switch from a Wilson Blade V9 to a Yonex E-Zone 100? I personally don't love Yonex rackets for my own feel. I love Wilson rackets. I like Wilson blades. That's what I use. I use 1820, okay, with some custom specs with weight. I recommend 18 by 20 rackets as well. So I don't know what string pattern you have, but I recommend 18 by 20, okay? That's what feels great for me. But yeah, rackets are really a personal preference, bro. I would look at the weight of your racket and make sure you're using a heavy enough racket. That would be something to check for, bro, for sure. There's just not a whole lot of bend in her stance here. She could have made the shot, but if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out, if I'm in this position, how can I make sure I don't miss this ball? Very simple. Get way wider in your stance and get way lower in your stance, bro. Very simple. Yo, if you guys just joined, sub to the YouTube. Sub to the YouTube, sub to the YouTube, sub to the YouTube. Don't be a bum, sub to the YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you. That's crazy. Another 2 glasses of water down. There. I'm I'm the most hydrated out here by far. Again, look, she missed that, but where did she go? She went deep middle. Not a bad miss. She just missed it by a few inches. Not a big deal. Again there, it's like, bro, why are you going with the one hand? Like, I don't care if you missed the ball, right? Like, if that's my player, bro, I don't care that you missed the ball. But hit that motherfucker with two hands, please. Come on. It's like, you worked this hard. You worked this hard to get here, right? Come on. Okay, so Falcons 2 says, what pro player's backhand do you think I should look at to replicate or look at for example? Okay, so obviously, like, look at Djokovic, best backhand in history for sure. However, when you're watching my content on YouTube, I will literally tell you when I'm watching somebody if I like their technique or not. And you should be following a lot of the checkpoints that I'm coaching on, right? With the right elbow being straighter, stuff with like the left elbow, with the racket head, with the edge of the racket. So it's more about which players are hitting those checkpoints. And most of the ATP guys, they're going to be hitting those checkpoints on their backhand, okay? But if you want one person, look at Djokovic, or just go to any of my videos where I'm breaking down, ATP players on YouTube, long form, and I'm going to give you the no bullshit on if I think their technique is good or not. Let's see, what does he say? Trying your rackets. Cool. I love that you guys are talking in there. It's dope. Keep it up. That's the serve that I want to see Hailey Baptiste use time and time again. That, if she can master that and get really consistent at pulling that one out, okay, pause, but doing that shot consistently, the slice out wide on the deuce side, breaking the sideline within the service box, I believe she should utilize that way more, because she has the shot. She has the ability. I think it's just got to do more targets and just use them more. Be confident. It's like, bro, you got the shot. Appreciate you, Santiago. Have a good day, bro. Guys, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Babolat rackets, but full transparency, haven't really tried them in a while. So, but when I did use them, I really liked it when I switched to Wilson. What I've come to understand is the racket stuff. That's just a small percentage. It's not going to make or break your game. I'm sure once you clean up all your technical stuff and you can hit the ball better, no matter what racket you use, it's going to feel fucking great. So yeah, that's my 2 cents there, is don't try to problem solve too much with the rackets. But at a certain level, you definitely want to manipulate that and optimize. Good open stance. Notice she got drop shotted and she drop shotted back. Very good. We just talked about that earlier. Great disguise as well. Look at that. So Hailey Baptiste, it's really not a great drop shot. I wouldn't even consider that a drop shot. It's like definitely not a drop shot, but short slice, and that's a good feel. What do you think about the grip size though? I use a 4 size grip, shorter grip. Depends how big your hands are, I guess, right? But yeah, a lot of like the best players in the modern game, they're using like smaller grips now. But that's really a personal preference. But yeah, you don't want to use one where you're like holding it like fucking, I don't even know what. But yeah. Do you think it's necessary to learn a forehand slice? I mean, yeah. Yeah. You want to be a well-rounded player. You don't want to be a one-dimensional player who can only do one thing. So if you can't slice the ball, bro, I mean, it's going to be tough, right? Like, it's one way you can develop really good feel. It's like learning how to slice, you know? But yeah. Is it the most important shot to learn? Maybe not. But you do got to have it in your arsenal, you know? What's your reason for playing tennis? Like, why do you play? Because I love tennis, bro. What the fuck? I love tennis, dude. It's not the same reason anyone else plays. Yes, that's the open stance one. That's the open stance one. I love the fucking drop shot. It's so good. It's so good. Am I done with college? Or I've been done with college. Been done with college. What is college, bro? Imagine going to college. Imagine that. What? No way she made that. Hold up. Again. Evidence, again, to confirm my statement earlier saying Hailey Baptiste has the best feel on the WTA tour, and I believe she will be in the top 10 soon enough. Just got to clean up a few things. She'll get there, right? What are your favorite shoes? So my favorite shoes, I really like, so my favorite tennis shoes of all time are the Barricade 7s, when Djokovic used those. That was like peak tennis shoe in my opinion. Yeah, like back in the day when those were out, like I would fucking buy up all of those. I'd buy like 10 fucking 20 pairs at a time and run through those just to make sure I had an inventory when they started to discontinue them. But yeah, I like the Adidas Barricades still. I also have used New Balance. I don't really like New Balance. I've tried Asics. The Asics are pretty good. I like Asics, but I use Adidas right now. Yeah, Asics shoes are pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of Nike shoes, honestly, bro. For me, I like more stability in my shoe, and I feel like Nike shoes in general are more light, which is good if you want that, but I don't really value that much in a shoe. I prefer having stability. That's costly. It's a costly error. Because if you're Hailey Baptiste here, it's like, dude, you get this game, you're good, bro. You're good. You gotta get this game. Great shot again, man. Damn. She's placing everything on the line. What do I do if my joints are always aching? I don't know, man. Are you just sore? Are you just sore? Or do you have like an actual issue? You might just be sore, bro. You might just not be used to the hard work that you're doing. So get acclimated to it, bro. By the way, anybody here, if you like my content, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel literally right now, because my content on Instagram is tiny compared to my YouTube content. All right? You see me for 30 seconds here. You can see me for literally an hour at a time on YouTube. So subscribe to the YouTube and you'll improve your game a ton. So yeah, guys, I'm right now reviewing some footage here and I'm having an amazing day. So if you guys got any questions, drop them here and I'll answer them for you. If you had to give one serve tip, what would it be? One serve tip, what would it be? Perfect your toss. Spend the time to perfect your toss. That would be my one statement. Now, my other statement would be take video of your serve every single session that you're practicing your serve, bro. If you're coming up, you probably still need to optimize a lot of things technically. You probably don't have perfect technique. So if your coaches aren't doing it, it's okay. Do it yourself, bro. Do it yourself and take video. And at least you can learn from things online and apply it to yourself, right? So if your coaches aren't doing that, you got to take ownership over your game and help yourself, bro. So that's what I would say. Oh my God. Bro. Serve out wide. Wow. So again, she went cross court and did a lot of damage to Hailey Baptiste. Okay? And so she's deciding to come in. She hits a ball cross court, says, I did a lot of damage, so let me start coming in. Okay? Now, Hailey Baptiste hits a slice winner down the line. Now, you could just say that was an amazing shot and that's just too good. I would argue, well, you approached cross court when you couldn't hit a fucking winner, bro. So it makes sense why you got burned down the line. It doesn't surprise me one bit. Right? So it's as simple as that, guys. It's as simple as that. She did hit a good shot. However, you went cross court and you couldn't hit a winner. and you got burned. That simple. That simple. I agree with that. Hyper G. I use Hyper G myself. I've used it for a while. I would use Hyper G, and if you're worried about cost, use the thicker gauges. So use like a 16 gauge. Use the 16 gauge Hyper G. Yeah, you should be good with that. That's what I recommend. 17 gauge feels great, but you're gonna pop strings like crazy. When I use 17 gauge, I'm popping every fucking day. No way. And she won that game? Bruh. How is she not top 10 right now, bro? Let me look up. I wonder if I scroll out of this and use my phone, will it go off live? Let's see. You guys here? Okay. Yeah, I was just looking up her rankings and stuff. And she's like, what, 60 in the world or something? Yeah, so Varvara Gracheva is like 68 in the world right now. And this match I'm watching right now, Hailey Baptiste is up 6-2, 3-0. And I think she goes on to lose the match. But it's like, she has the ability to beat a player like this easily. Easily. Like 6-2, like this set here, this should be a cleanup job for Hailey here, right? But regardless, it's tennis, it happens, right? Whatever. We'll see what happens the rest of the match. But I'm so bullish that she could easily get into the top 10, you know, if she really works hard. So, good things to come for American tennis. So I'm watching Varvara Gracheva versus Hailey Baptiste. That's what I'm watching. I'm recording a YouTube video, so you guys will see this on YouTube. You guys will see this on YouTube in a little. Probably in the next few days. Let's talk about men's American tennis because we suck except for Tommy. Does Francis Tiafoe suck? Bruh. Oh yeah, for sure. Give him some time, bro. America's coming back. You better fucking believe it. We're coming back. I'm gonna make sure of it. I'm gonna make sure of it, guys. Trust me. Trust on that. You guys are dope though. I appreciate you guys. Okay, let's see. Serve. She just didn't time that one there. It's probably a more difficult shot than she thought that was going to be. So nothing you can do there. Decent stance. How long have you guys been following my content? Also, what piece of content was the first one that you saw? Can you remember? Can you remember? This is what I'm watching. What you guys also got to consider is, like, for a lot of these guys, it's like with appearance fees and stuff, they can just show up to these tournaments, get a bag, and then like bounce. So there's, you know, for most players, they care more about just making money. You know, they're not necessarily trying to chase slams necessarily. You know, but that might be controversial. This is crazy. She's up 4-0. Good shot from Hailey. Really good defense. Yeah, man, you're right. Tommy Paul is really putting on for America. You're right. She can go for this, right? She can't hit the drop shot. Now, one thing that could go off as an alarm in your brain as a red flag is that ball is really high. How do I know that? She's having to fucking jump to hit the damn drop shot, bro. She's like having to go up here to hit the drop shot. So in general, if it's a way higher ball like that, it's gonna be tougher for you to do the drop because, not necessarily tougher to hit it, but because it's higher like that, it's probably gonna float a little bit more unless you execute it perfectly. So that's just one reason that you might say, hey, maybe don't use the drop shot here, okay? But it's not black or white with that, but that's just my 2 cents on what I saw there. That should have been open stance. Her hips were facing the wrong way because of that. So let's see here. I actually really like the idea to serve and volley. She hit a good return though. She blocked it back fast. It's a tough pickup there. Okay, so technically speaking, man, I gotta clear my throat. Technically speaking there, all right, that was a pickup shot. Okay, on the pickup shots, what you wanna do is, the ball's gonna be low, right? It's gonna bounce off the ground. So what you wanna do is, you wanna set the angle of the racket like this, okay? Assume the bottom of the screen there is where you're setting the racket, and you wanna let the ball bounce off your strings, and you wanna pick the ball up from low to high like this. What she did there, as you could see, was she tried to slice it a little bit. She tried to chip down at the pick up. So that's one kind of wordplay thing that you can use to help yourself remember is it's a pickup shot. So you should be picking it up and not chipping it down. All right, so that's what Hailey did here, technically speaking, a little bit incorrectly, in my humble opinion, okay? But, hold up, gotta reset the screen here. See if this works. Okay. Bruh. What is this guy on right now? What are the best tips for an inconsistent serve? Okay. Well, this past week with your serve training, are you tracking your targets? Or are you just going out there smacking balls like a freak? You know? Start tracking stuff, bro. Start tracking with your serve. And if you literally can't make it in the box, that's your goal. That's your objective. Make it in the box. And then as you get better, right, you can start to track smaller targets, smaller zones, okay? And there's a principle out there. I like to call it the sniper principle, which is if you look at snipers, right, in the military, when they're aiming at targets, if a sniper aims for, let's say, like a 3 foot by 3 foot target, right, like this big, okay, and the sniper's going for it, right? They're going quick scoping, whatever they're doing, boom, and they're sniping, aiming for that particular target, right? 3 feet by 3 feet. If they miss that target, they end up missing by a few feet, right? If they're aiming for a target that big. What snipers are trained to do is they're trained to aim for a small target the size of like a coin, okay? So that when you're aiming for such a small target like that and you miss, now you're missing by a few inches, right? So that's something you can apply for yourself, is give yourself a very small target, okay? And you'll notice now you're probably not going to be spraying as much, all right? So I call that the sniper principle, and you should apply that to all of your target practices within your serve training, but also it could be even ground strokes too, you know? Like for example, on your forehand, if you're hitting a forehand cross and you don't have a normal target, like you're just aiming for the court, the whole court, you might spray the ball. But if you're aiming for a specific spot, the size of like a coin, you're probably gonna have a little more precision there, even if you don't hit that spot. So. That was a good clip. Clip that. Clip that shit. I agree, Isaiah. It's a huge point here. Damn. Yeah, that's why she threw the racket. Notice she threw the racket. I already knew that, bro. That's crazy. Huge point there. Yeah, that's a costly point. This moment right here probably shifted the momentum of the match. Let's see. See what happens this game. Hey man, what should I do during matches when I see hot, sexy girls playing next to my court during a tournament? Now you're asking the real questions, man. Now you're asking the real questions. For that one, you got to join my paid program. DM me, I'll sort you out. But you're asking too high level questions, bro. I can't give you the sauce here, I'm sorry, bro. You got to join my paid program for that. Oh my god. That would piss me off so much. So let's see here. I mean, that's the perfect serve to hit. That's exactly what I would coach her to hit right there. She did that. Oh, okay. So she goes for a drop volley here. That's the wrong shot to hit. Okay? I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That's the wrong shot to hit. That is the wrong shot to hit. Look. Okay, so here it's very simple. I would argue the footwork should be different as well. You see what she's doing? She's stepping in, timing it where she's stepping in with her right foot, stepping, and then making contact. Okay? What she should be doing if she wanted to win this point, and look, she can apply this now for her next matches, and she'll literally win more. All right? And I'm giving the sauce for fucking free. All right? Is she needs to go up, plant the left foot, okay? Keep the weight on the left foot, turn the shoulders even more, because instead of going drop shot volley cross, you should have went backhand down the line with that volley. Okay? Now, you don't have to hit it all the way deep here. You can just hit a short volley, right? But it has to go down the line here. It has to go down the line. Okay? That's a really difficult shot to hit. That drop volley in that position there. Very difficult. Very difficult. Right? So, yes, she ran up to the ball and hit a good angle, winner. That's good, right? But she lost that. Hailey lost that because she didn't execute the right strategy on the volley there. And I'll stand by that. I don't think any high-level coach would disagree with that. All right? But let me know, guys. Drop it in the comments if you think I'm wrong. I'm not, though. I'm right. Oh my god, that's funny, bro. Someone sent in the bots here. Big backhand. Nothing you can do there. Exactly, bro. That's confidence showing for bro. Might got a few. I'm the biggest proponent of the serve and volley. However, in a match like this, you got to ask yourself, okay, wait, is the match slipping a little bit? Is the momentum maybe not going my way? If the answer is yes, right, based on the fact that you were up, what, like 4-0, now it's 4-all, okay. You're also down in the game, like it was like 40-love. It's not the time right now, and we're talking about momentum. We're not, like right now, it's not the time to speed things up and rush things because things aren't going your way. So when things aren't going your way, slow things down. Take some extra time. Maybe draw out the rallies, right? If I'm Hailey Baptiste, I gotta have the confidence I can outgrind this chick. I can go cross-court rally all day, right? If I need to, because I know I've put in the work and I'm better than her. That's the mindset you gotta have, right? And when it's not going your way, you gotta fight the urge to kind of speed things up. Even though it's uncomfortable, you gotta slow things down, right? So for the rest of this match, at least of this set, let's see if Hailey can slow things down a little bit, all right? And build some momentum back. Looks like we got some super fans here in the chat. This guy really has got a liking for me, huh? Bruh, what is going on with this footage? That's why I'm so big on the slicer about wide, because you can pull that particular shot out whenever you want. And that's what I want to see from Hailey. She needs to get more free points from that slicer out wide. She totally has the ability to do it as well. For those of you on YouTube, we got some wild motherfuckers in the comments over here on IG. But yeah, we're having fun with it.
Go, Hailey. D'accord.
Do I think pickleball will take over tennis? Maybe for geezers. Yo, what's up, Mav? How are you, buddy? Do you have any tips for kick serve? This one's coming from Veer Dawan 14. Do you have any tips for kick serve? Yeah, bro. It's one of the best things that I coach. It's one of the best things by far that I coach, the kick serve. Number one tip I'll have for you, bro. I'm assuming you know how to hit the top spin of the kick serve and you can generate enough of the spin component, and that's not your issue. Okay, I'm assuming you have the basics of the motion down. Okay. The number one tip I have for you is let the ball drop more. So when you make contact, there's more room for you to go up, okay, after contact. And through your actual motion, the ball going up like this as you hit, okay? So my tip for you is let the ball drop more and take video and see if you're actually letting it drop enough. It's the number one tip that most players don't implement on their kick serve. Okay? Now, I'll throw in a bonus tip for you. If you want to improve your kick serve, for sure, all right, practice hitting serves from your knees. Practice hitting serves from your knees. Kick serves from your knees. Work on that with your coach. She went cross court because she could hit a winner there. There's a rhyme and a reason why she's doing that, guys. If she had doubt that she could hit that winner cross, she would have gone line. Very simple. Do I think Prime Nadal would beat Prime Singer? Yeah, I do. What do you think about the app Peak Tennis for mental fitness? I don't know shit about it, man. Never heard of it. What tension should I string? 16 by, I'm assuming you're saying 19, 16 by 19. What tension should you string your racket? It's personal preference, but I string mine at 50 pounds.
Yep.
Notice, why didn't she come in there? Because she went cross court and she couldn't hit a winner. So she decided, I ain't coming into net. What is the best academy in the States? For what? For what specific purpose? What's your level? What level are you? For a specific level, I can give you some pointers on that. But yeah, academies are good. They can definitely help you. But you want to make sure you're getting individualized attention at whatever academy you train at. You want to make sure you're not spending all your money going to these academies and you're not getting any custom support, right? You don't want to be just a number in the fucking machine, right? So don't get me wrong, academies can be great, but you want to make sure as the athlete that you take ownership over your game and you do what it takes to get the support that you deserve. So if I were you, I would find a coach who cares about you and will give you that attention, bro. I got you, Satwood. Here to help you, bro. Okay, again, it's very simple. I'm gonna break this down for you again, guys, because I'm very patient. That's one thing. If you guys want to be a coach and have some type of success, you gotta have a lot of patience, because a lot of times it's repeating similar concepts and baking them in with your students. Because look, if she understood the concept of go cross if you can hit a winner, if not, go line, she would have said, okay, wait, Hailey's in the corner that I'm aiming at. So even if you think you could hit a winner, in my humble opinion, there's a little bit of doubt in my mind, at least, that if I were in this position, I could hit a winner cross court, right? Assuming even I have every ability that this chick has right here. It's very simple. You gotta go down the line here. Even if she makes that, Hailey can get a racket on her. So it's a very simple example. What ATP ranking do you think Sabalenka would be? I don't know, 2,000 in the world? Something like that? What do you think? What's her UTR? And then compare that to someone 1,000 in the world, 2,000 in the world. Probably pretty similar. Yeah, Sabalenka would get killed on the tour. She would get murdered on the tour, bro. Men's tour. Great decision to go line. That's textbook. That's textbook. Thoughts on jumping on your ground strokes? Thoughts on jumping on your ground strokes. This is something that a lot of people don't understand. Okay? You don't want to coach yourself to jump on the ground strokes. Okay? What you should coach yourself to do, okay, is because look, you want power on your ground strokes, right? So the only way you're going to get a lot of power is by pushing from the ground. Now, if you watch the pros play, especially on the men's side, and they're really athletic, really explosive, they're able to push from the ground, and with that, there sometimes is a little bit of a jump. Okay, but the mindset you want to have, and this helped me out a ton as well, and a lot of players I've worked with, okay, is think about this. Great mindset shift for you right here. You're about to love this. Push the ground down. So don't think about jumping, but when you're hitting your ground stroke, you're setting up, push the ground down. The floor is here. Try to push that down. Push the concrete. Push the concrete down. Okay? Instead of trying to jump. Okay? However, you do need to generate force going down from your legs. So it can result in a jump sometimes. All right? But you don't necessarily want to tell yourself to jump necessarily, because you don't want to be pushing up like this and then you're upright hitting the ball. Okay? You don't want to be fully upright when you hit. So that's why it's not really a good cue to say jump on the shot. But once you're working with an athlete and you establish with them their stance and their intention with their shots, I've told athletes to jump. I've told athletes to push from the ground so much that they lift off a little bit, right? But usually you can go around it and you don't have to tell them to actually jump necessarily, all right? So hope that helps, bro. What is going on here? How did you... Okay, again, guys. So look, Hailey Baptiste won this point, okay? But, and look, she hit a good shot. She hit a good shot there, okay? However, let's go back. Let's go back. Notice, I just want you to pay attention to the decision making that Gracheva does here. Okay? It's deuce. She decides to go slice serve out wide, breaking the sideline within the service box. Everything else that follows is cool, right? Hailey wins the point, whatever. But just take note of the decision she's making at this stage of the match, at this particular stage in the game as well. You win some, you lose some, okay? But it's about what's within your control, right? She can't control that Hailey hit a great drop shot winner there. That's just too good, right? But I want you guys to pick up on the patterns that these athletes are using that you can actually apply. You guys have been asking some good questions. Free point off the serve. Again, the serve is by far the most important shot in tennis. So make sure your training, what's the word? Make sure your training reflects that. That's what I was looking for. Reflect. That's the word. Most people, they just train and they just throw serves at the end of practice. You know, their coaches don't give a fuck. They just roll out the basket and they're just hitting serves. That's not how you should train, guys. Prioritize your serves. Do them early in your practice. Don't wait until the end to do your serves. That's really good. Dude, Satwick, I got you, bro. Appreciate you, dog. Have a good day, man. See you again soon. Most you should double fault in a set. I think, as a general rule, if you double fault 1 or 2 times in a set, it's actually a good thing. Because if you never double fault, you might not be taking enough risk on your serves. You know? So, yeah. Use that slicer. I'm not live on YouTube. I'm just recording. I'm recording my video. I was having issues with the audio on the YouTube live, so I'm gonna set that up shortly. But yeah, for today, I'm just recording it. So yeah, it'll be uploaded sometime soon. But yeah, gotta finish this set. Got like just this one more set for tonight. Good serve. You're a 10 TR sophomore. Can I go D1? Hell yeah, bro. If you don't go D1, you're fucking up, bro. You're a 10 UTR, bro, as a sophomore, man. Better than I was then. So realize the position you're in, bro, and set your goal, bro. Set your goal. What level do you want to get to, bro? You want to get to a 12? You want to get to a 13? Sky's the limit, bro. Make it happen.
Confrontal ramasseur, s'il vous plaît. C'est bon. Voilà, c'est la seule arme. Tac, rotation. Changez, s'il vous plaît.
Good try. So if you're in a match like this and you're missing a few of those deep too many times, what I'd recommend is start aiming more cross court on those returns so you have a little bit longer of a distance instead of just aiming deep middle. Only if you're missing a few too many long like that, and you just want to kind of clean up those errors pretty quick, you know. 'Cause it's not a bad miss, like especially developmentally, it's a great miss. Just kind of a band-aid fix there. But yeah, if you guys got any questions on IG, drop them here on Instagram. I'm reviewing some footage right now. Good anticipation by Hailey there. Okay, let's see. Let's see if that was a good decision. Okay, so this is a classic example of she won the point. I would argue doing the wrong thing. I wouldn't bet on that play. Okay, so this is a textbook example of sometimes you can win the point doing strategically the wrong thing. Now, if you can execute it at this level, like I said, I think she's got the best feel on the WTA Tour. So if there's anyone who can do it, it's going to be her, right? However, I still think it's a little bit of a bailout, but it worked. Yeah, I had to boot that kid, bro. Gabriel, what's up, bro? Hi, Chase. Watching your videos has improved my tennis a lot. Love to hear that, dude. Love to hear that. It means a lot to me. Made my day, bro. Gabriel, if you don't mind me asking, what was the best tip that you got from one of my videos that helped you, bro? I'm curious. I'm curious what helped you the most. Or what caught your eye. How can I add more spin in my backhand? What you should do is you should practice in the short court. You should practice with your left hand, brushing the ball with literally just your left hand. So you can prepare with your backhand like this. You turn on your backhand and then just let go of your right hand. Hold it with your left. Have someone feed you balls and practice brushing the ball like that. Make sure you get your hand out in front like this, where your wrist is extended at contact like this. More. Okay, instead of being more here with your wrist. Make sure it's extended back like that. That should help you, bro. Apply it with the left hand brushing the ball though. That should help. And practice it aiming short angle when you're practicing that. It will help you develop your feel. Hope that helps, bro. Good idea. I'm a huge proponent of going cross-court on drop shots as a default. But there's no necessarily standard rule you gotta follow there. You know, you can drop shot line, but it's just gonna be tougher down the line. Dylan, you gotta fix your technique, bro. Sounds like you don't have control. Usually players who have a lack of control, they're not striking the ball consistently. Right? They're not having a repeatable technique. They're doing something different on every stroke. Right? So ask yourself, when you hit your strokes, does it feel like you're doing a different technique every time? Or does it feel like you're doing the same thing every time? Most people don't have a clear structure of their technique. So, yeah, it makes sense why they're inconsistent. It's my 2 cents, bro.
Now hold the code. 433. Varvara Gracheva. 2 Hailey.
What's my email? You ain't getting that, buddy. Sorry to tell you. Chase, dog, my guy. No fucking way, bro. No way. Muhammad, bro, how are you, dude? Holy shit, dude. What's up? What's new with you, man? I want to hear what's up with you, man. What you been up to? You playing college tennis now, dude? Good to see you, bro. Okay, so there again, she approaches cross with no real fucking purpose, bruh. Look, let's take it back. Look, she gets the short ball. It's good. But look, you only want to go cross here if you're certain you can hit a winner. So let's say Hailey is recovering like super fast and anticipating that you're going to go line, then awesome. Go cross, right? That's fucking fantastic. But if she's camping out like she's doing here, right, then going cross, you might get burned. Let's see what happens though. Okay, so even though she won that point, that's because Hailey executed the worst lob I've ever seen in human history, right? That might be a little harsh, okay? But, all right, that still, I would argue, was not the right approach target, all right? So... That's awesome, Gabriel. Pumped to hear that, bro. Keep it up, Gabriel. You got it. Look it up, bro. Look it up and report back. So there, if you see how she's preparing on the volley, you can see how the racket is behind her head. So in general, you want to prepare with the racket in front of you, not behind you like that. So that's one thing that caused potentially that error.
L'enfer.
What do you guys think? You guys think she's getting tired? What do you think is going on here? You guys think it's a conditioning thing?
40-30.
That was a good target there on the volley.
Good.
I think she could have hit that volley better though. Let's see what she could have done. So let's see. Okay, so solid preparation. So on backhand volleys, the best correction for your backhand volley, if literally this applies to anyone, if you want to improve your backhand volley, if you're watching on IG, you're watching on YouTube, wherever, set the racket and get your arms as high as you can when you're hitting the backhand volley. It will help you clean it up a ton. You'll get a lot more pop on the ball as well. Most players, they set up too low, okay? Good open stance there, I like that. Notice, neutral ball in the middle, she was able to go open stance and still dictate, right? You can totally dictate with the open stance. You can totally do it. Chase, what are your thoughts on Fuzzy Yellow Ball Tactics book? Don't know about it. Don't know about it. Sure it has some good stuff in it. I don't know anything about it though. I've never read it. Back in action there. But yeah, I'm not familiar with that book, bro. Definitely watched some of that guy's videos though when I was younger. So shout out Fuzzy Yellow Balls. Let's see if she goes slice out wide. I got a feeling she's gonna do it. Fire him up, bro. Fire him up. Your high school team is state championship tomorrow. What should I say to them? Now's the time. Now's the time. You guys have been putting all this work in. You guys have been working your fucking asses off for all this time. And it's all been culminating to this moment. So now it's your job, every individual one of you, okay, have to lay everything out on the line for that match. Get them pumped up, bro. Get them fired up. That's what you got to do. Got you. Got you, bro. Got you, John. Hope you have a good day, man. But yeah, because look, man, it's not like you're gonna, help them with anything strategically or technically, right? It's like, nah, you guys are just competing, right? So keep it simple. Wouldn't overcomplicate anything. Get them fired up, bro. Ready the troops. See if she goes slice out wide or T here. Let's see. She goes again slice wide. So notice, again, the deuce points, she's going out wide on her serve. Not saying you have to do that, but maybe try it out. Maybe when the going gets tough, utilize your out wide serves. Try it out. See if it works for you. It's a good shot from Hailey. Again there. You see how low that ball was? What are the odds she could hit a winner cross court off that? Is that high percentage or low percentage? Is there doubt in your mind that you could hit that winner cross? Or do you have no doubt and you could totally hit it? I think with that mindset, you're going to realize there's some doubt. So you're going to go line and you're going to have clarity with that. Right? So, again, I believe she should have gone line there. Break point here for Hailey. Yo, what's up, guys? For anyone new here, sub to the YouTube. That's where I post all my best content. Crazy drop shot. Again. Great slice serve out wide. Serve plus one combo there. Notice, why did she have success there with the drop shot? Because she used the drop shot when she had every single option on the menu, right? Notice before in that other scenario, right, where she didn't use the drop shot well because it was a bailout, because she didn't have other options on the menu. There, look at her options. Great serve, short ball. She could have totally set up and ripped the ball cross here if she wanted to. That would have been a great textbook play, right? But because she had an option, it was a good idea to utilize the drop shot, okay? It doesn't hurt that she's got really good feel as well. Yo, Dakota, what's good, bro? How are you, man? You in Vegas? I gotta come visit you soon, bro. Just had Blake out here, bro. At the spot out here in Miami, dude. It was pretty dope. I don't know about that shot. Yeah. So let's see. So here, just like, why are you hitting the forehand slice there? You know, you can do that, but the problem is now your opponent, because you hit that one short like that, right? Now your opponent is able to stand inside the court hitting and is able to dictate now and take more control. You know, if you were forced to use that, so be it. Nothing you can do. But in this position, it's clear you didn't have to use the slice forehand. So that's why she was able to take control here.
Casa. 39.
Changement de balle ramasseur, s'il vous plaît.
Casa 40.
Because look, let's just see what serve she hits here. Kick, serve, body. It's just like, look, with your serve, you got to do more, right? Like at the highest level, you can't just start the point with your serve. I mean, look, like, obviously, like, you got this far on the tour, right? You know? But you got to do more with that. Got to do more with that. And she has it. That's the thing. She can do it. She can do it.
33.
Like that serve.
40.
I just noticed the points where she can set it up with that slice out wide like that. It's like taking cake from a baby. It's like taking candy from a baby. You know? So my perspective is she's got to use that more. Use that slice out wide. Use it. That's a big serve. Notice. Guys, this is exactly what I was talking about like 2 hours ago in the fucking video. Look, you just got drop shotted, right? And your player on the other side, your opponent, is flat-footed here. Okay? You want to counter drop shot instead of just sending the ball back deep like this, right? You want to go counter drop shot. Now you make them move forward. Now you make them have to earn it, right? So if you're not already using that, apply that. It's going to help you a ton. All right, John Courtney says, I have another question about the match. A lot of the guys are super nervous saying, like, I hope I play well tomorrow. We play the 5 team in the country. How should we go into this as an underdog? Embrace that chip on your shoulder, bro. Have that chip on your shoulder. You know, you got nothing to lose. The other team has everything to lose. You guys have nothing to lose. So you guys should go out there, play free, play big. You know, if you're playing dubs, if in doubt, go down the middle. And yeah, man, play big. Go for your shots, bro. Again, she did it again. She got the short ball. And she said, I'm going to make Hailey move here now. And it worked.
Je ferme. Moi, je vais largement à 0. 6, 3, 6.
Notice, she didn't do a good toss, so she let it drop. She didn't commit to it. She just got better from that. She just got better from that. That's discipline. Dang, that's sloppy. Tough to see. Tough to see. But notice, match point. What did she do? She went again for her slice serve out wide. Not saying you have to do that. I'm just pointing out what she's doing here. The decision she's making at this current juncture in the match. Make or miss, that's irrelevant. Good ball by Hailey. Parker says, is beating a 9.9 6-1-6-2 as a 9.1 aura. Bro, you got a lot of aura. You got a lot of aura, bro. Your aura just went up big time. All right, let's see. Stefan says, hi Chase, what do you think of if I'm 15 years old, I play juniors, but only national federation of my country, COSAT and some ITFs, but I'm not even in my top 10 of national ranking. Could I go pro anyways? Okay. So what's your UTR? Can you tell me what your UTR is? Because I know there's different federations, different rankings, different stuff like that. But it would help me if you could kind of give me an estimate of what your UTR is. And that will be pretty telling. And I'll be able to give you some really good feedback, bro. Really good feedback. So let me know your UTR. So that's the situation where it just doesn't make sense to slice like that. But yeah, so that's a good win from Gracheva. And she showed a lot of grit. She lost the first set 6-2, then won 6-4, 6-3. That takes a lot of grit. And look, I know Hailey lost here, but there's actually a lot of great things to take away from this, from her perspective, right? Even though she lost this, she should hold her head up high because it's like, she knows she can beat this girl. She can beat this girl. She should have beat her, but she can totally beat her. And she's got the skill set to be top 10. So with that, I'm curious to see how she does in the next few weeks, next few months. But I'm going to keep my eye out and yeah, definitely going to check out some more footage of these women here. But yeah, guys, if you got any value out of this video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, send this video to your mom, to your dad, to your brother, to your sister. They need the help too. Promise you that. All right. And I had a lot of fun making this. We had good live stream here on IG here as well. So yeah, guys, we're going to do more of this. We're going to do more of the lives. We're going to do more of the long format match play review. This one, it's like midnight now where I am, but I started it a few hours ago. I don't know how long it is. It must have been like 3 or 4 hours now. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And if you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments below. I got you. I believe in you. Make the sacrifices today to make your dreams come true. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.